my Vonettes, get you a drink and kick your feet up. This is Operation Drill, and you know I'm about to heat up. I got these tubers hot with me because I beat their case up. You play with me, it's Operation Face Up. Somebody pick their face up, and then we beat the case up. I make their team watch it, like Audemars and Jacob. Put that boy to sleep, just so he can't wake up. We definitely in the building, you heard me? First thing I want to do is say shout out to my Vons and my Vonettes because we are the best. And you should definitely know the rest. And you know, with that being said, I hope everybody's day is going A-OK. Because me, myself, personally, this probably is the worst day of my life. You see what I'm saying? This probably is the worst day of my life. You feel me? But that's here nor there right now. I really don't want to discuss that. I probably would discuss those things on another video. You see what I'm saying? But right now, I just want to get a lot of things off my mind and how I do that. Jump on social media. I hit that channel called The Two Von. You see what I'm saying? And I get in touch with all my Vons and Vonettes scattered all over the world. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my people down there in Canada. Shout out to the percentage of people that follow me from Africa. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Vons and Vonettes that just follow me from all over the world. You see what I'm saying? And all of my Vons and Vonettes that's realizing what's my new channel is and things of that nature like that. Because I know when they hear that voice, man, they got a lot of names. Oh, that's Woo Wappy Bam. That's the Fork dude, you know, because I was slicing them boys up on the Nipsey case, and I used to use my fork as the, you know what I'm saying, as what I be doing my videos, and they be like, boy, that boy with the fork is off the chizzy. You see what I'm saying? I just try to do my best for y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And I would say, you know, I put on a show, but it's definitely a show, but I don't like to say that because it's definitely the truth. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So, because ain't nothing scripted, and it's the real deal. And what I bring is the facts to the table. You feel me? And for some years now, right now, I've been bringing a number of facts that made a lot of people mad, and they did a lot of things to try to stop me, but they already know. I think everybody got the picture of just how dangerous I am. You see what I'm saying? And I don't play games, and I'm not for none. I'll drill anybody out on the face of this earth. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just how it go. You know, it ain't about being tough or being none of that. Just know those little slugs, those things called shells will take anything down. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it ain't about being tough. It's about getting the ups on somebody. You feel what I'm saying? So that's it. That's all. That's just a little sauce for you alleged killers out there. You see what I'm saying? But definitely, I'm not going to give you all the sauce. You see what I'm saying? I'm Mr. Miyagi. You guys are Daniel's son. Gang. Talking about my Vons and Vonettes. I'm talking about all those so-called killers and YouTubers and street dudes and whoever they want to call themselves. But one thing for sure and two things for certain. You come my side, you come my way sideways, I'm going to straighten you out and I'm going to leave you stiff. Gang. That wasn't a message specifically for no one. That message was to the world. You see what I'm saying? In my King Von voice. Get out the way when I come through. You still in the way, then I slump you. Now today, you guys, we have none other than Mr. FBG Butta in the building. And we got a lot of problems going on with Mr. FBG Butta. And what we going to get in today is we finna just go on, get this knee shot out of the way. Just like I told everybody, Mr. FBG Butta was not shot in the knee. Mr. FBG Butta knows it just like I know it. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's just listen to Mr. FBG Butta in a couple of interviews and see if we can find any discrepancies or anything in those interviews.
You had mentioned you were there with her and you also got shot too. You know, it must have been like a really traumatic experience. You know, without like mentioning any names or anything, can you kind of talk about what happened that day and take me through it?
Shit. One of the guys from Gyro, he called one of the ops. He on FaceTime one of the ops. We see where they at. We bumped down on them. Fourth grade, and we bumped down on Shady the whole time. Shady done put the police on us on Tuka grade. Shady done put the police on us on Tuka grade.
Now, okay, you guys. Now, you heard what he said. He said first that the guy from Gyro got up with them because he was on Instagram Live with one of the Opps, and this is how allegedly Butta them got the Opps location. But it was all a play on Butta them off top, because this is how they pull the play off to get Shakira Barnes to take her down to clean up the body of Odie Perry and also the body of Blood Money. And this is the beginning of the setup, and this is why Butta thinks that the Opps put the police on them. You see, this is why Butta said the Opps put the police on us. But the Opps did not put the police on them, y'all. It was a whole play. So when Butta and them went up there, you guys, because guess what? They allegedly have the location on the Opps. So if they got the location on the Opps, then that means Butta and them is going to go up there with weapons on them. Now the people that's putting the play together will know for a fact where the weapons at and how many weapons is outside, because Butta's and them going to grab them and go up to the restaurant. You see what I'm saying? And then when Butta and them leaves the restaurant to go back to the block and they have the weapons on them, then the police hits the block. So now Butta and them going to have to put the weapons up, which leaves Butta and K.I. disarmed. And this is exactly what they wanted.
Because we caught in that restaurant on Lil B Gray, put 12 on us type shit, right? On Lil B. And we get back to the block. After we get back to the block on first grade, getting that. Police hit that bitch. We put our blicks up after the police search us, let us go on first grade.
Now, do y'all see how they set the move up to disarm Butta and them? You see what I'm saying? This is why the dude from Jaro, that's why I told y'all the dude from Jaro was with the play. Because once he got up with Butta and them and told him he got the Lolo on the op, Butta and them ran up there with the pistols. You see what I'm saying? Butta and Jakai were the only one out there. So allegedly it's 2 pistols or at least 1 out there. But then the police hit the block. As soon as they get back to the block, search them down, which Butta and them had to put the guns up. You see what I'm saying? So now Butta and them is disarmed. You feel me? And this is when they hit the corner.
Like probably 5 minutes into the police letting us go, hit the corner, get the blow on them, bro. Like probably 5 minutes into the police letting us go, hit the corner, get the blow on them, bro.
See, it was 5 minutes. 5 minutes after the police searched Butta and them down, then somebody get to blowing. But check this out, you guys. If somebody's gonna come drill Butta and them out, they're probably gonna have somebody ride past the block first and see if Butta and them out there. So go see if anybody on STL. Now then they'll get a word to the other guys, and then somebody will come drill them out. They'll be like, hey, Butta and K.I. out there. Then somebody come drill them out, but we know that didn't happen. That's why I say we know that didn't happen, because if they was lurking to drill Butta and K.I. out, then they would have definitely seen the police just hit K.I. and Butta them out there. So they would have abandoned the mission, because they would have knew the police is around in the area. And when you get to shooting, the shot spotters is going to go off. That's how we know it wasn't nobody coming to drill K.I. and them out. This is why I'm telling you it was a whole play. 5 minutes after the police let them go, then this is when it's time for Trenches and them to come drill K.I. out, because they already let them know that they be out there with guns. You feel me? So if they finna have them come drill K.I. out, they want K.I. and Butta to be disarmed. You feel me? So
You know what I'm saying?
When they start shooting, you guys take off running, and you get shot in the leg. I take it.
Yeah. I got hit in my knee. I got an artificial kneecap right now from that shit. But after that shit on first grade, my foot know what happened after K.I. died on 2nd grade.
After you're shot, do you know that she's shot too, or are you just trying to get to the hospital, or what's going on?
When I had got shot, I only got shot because I pushed the hype out the way first on 1st grade. I tried to use the hype as a shield on 1st grade. It got my confess hit on 1st grade. And, bro, get through the game and shit. Now I see Kyrie hit shit like I'm hit 20. Whoa. She sitting on the porch, she like I'm hit 20. Now I'm like I'm hit too. I pull my pants down. I see why I'm hit that shit. I slide. I'm going out the block the whole time. I got a parole warrant though from a parole violation. So I'm hitting the leg, but I ain't really bleeding. So I'm good. I'm living up the street. I'm hitting the leg, but I ain't really bleeding, so I'm good. I'm living up the street.
For one, you guys, we got Butter saying that he was shot in his leg. We just heard you say it, Butter. But, you know, he was telling everybody that he was allegedly shot in his knee. And allegedly, Butter's whole knee was blew off to the point where Butter had to go get an artificial knee, a kneecap. You see what I'm saying? But that's kind of strange because how he's bending his legs and things up there like that. And then he also had the nerve to say that he limped off after someone allegedly blew his kneecap off. He limped off, you guys. And then he looked to see if he was bleeding, and he wasn't really bleeding. Now, that's strange, too, because I'm just picturing somebody come and blow your kneecap off. I'm thinking there would be a lot of blood pouring out of your kneecap. You see what I'm saying? And another thing I don't think that you will be limping. I don't think you'll be walking, period. I think you'll be just laying right there on the ground to someone come and pick you up. You see what I'm saying, sir? Let's finish listening to Mr. Butter explain him getting his knee blew off when Trench's News came and took Jakira Barnes out the box. You guys wait. Before we get back into this Butter and him talking about his knee, did y'all hear when Butter said, yeah, we got that get back for Jakira? Remember what he said? He said basically like somebody got taken care of or took out the box or at least got hit for what happened to Jakira Barnes. Now check this out, y'all. It's either two things that Butter's talking about. Butter either is up there capping like that they really took care of some business for Jakira Barnes getting took out the box, or he's talking about when Trench's News was shot in the head. And I forgot about that. I got to go look and see when Mr. Trench's was shot in his head, because this is why Butter was saying, but we got that get back for Jakira. So if Butter got shot in his, if Trench's got shot in his head after Jakira lost her life, then that's what Butter's talking about. But if not, then Butter's just up there capping when he said that. And I just want all of y'all to remember that.
Bro, young, them daddy, them pull up on bro. And that goof ass nigga Trent, what's the Trent talk? His goofy ass.
Y'all pay attention. This is when things is finna start getting vital. Now you notice off top you had the alleged call that came from Jarro and them talking about they on the gram with some ops and they got they low, right? And then I told y'all Butter and them went up there, so I guess it was a blank mission, nothing ever happened. But they knew that Butter and them had weapons on them, so the police hit the block right after that. And then 5 minutes after the police leave from searching Butter and them, a car hits the block. The shooting goes on. Boom. Butter's running around allegedly with his knee shot off. Jakira is on the porch shot. You're going to hear Butter say that she's on the porch shot, just like I told y'all and just like her mother told y'all that whenever she was hit, she fell right there where the impact from the first bullet left her right there where she was at. And that's where all the blood at that she was showing on the news. It was right on the porch. Now, right after Jakira shot, that quick, y'all, Butter's in the gangway allegedly, checking his kneecap, right? And then he look up. Who pulls up? Young's daddy and Trenches, y'all. So the police is allegedly around here. All this shooting just went on, y'all. It's only seconds. Jakira is still on the porch talking to Butter, talking about Twino, I'm hit. And then Butter looking at his knee, allegedly, y'all. And then guess what, you guys? Trenches pull up, young daddy pull up, and Trenches is out there. You see what I'm saying? That quick, y'all. This is how Trenches seen the smoke in his neck. And this is why Jakira's neck. And this is why I did the video the other day and told y'all that young them daddy is was the driver on the hit. Young daddy was the driver on the hit. Now check this out. Y'all think it's bull crap? Watch by the end of this video how Young's father be straight up entwined in this whole situation. Watch this. Hey, you guys, let's get back to listening to Butter tell us that Trenches is the one who took Jakira Barnes down.
He pull up too good. I ain't gonna call Shorty on him. I ain't gonna call him no good. In real life, he old, bro. In real life, he old, bro.
Now, that was Trench's News that he was describing on Cam Capone, right? Now I want y'all to listen to this on DJ U. I want y'all to check this out.
Previous response, bro, you mentioned the name Modell, and most recent news came out stating that King Von was responsible for Modell's death. I did an interview with this guy from O Block named Jay Hood, and he talked about King Von being responsible for K.I.'s death. And even in his response, he said, "Ask Butta, he know."
Man, what I know is, on my dead, Von didn't kill Kai. Von didn't kill Kai. Period. Period. That, and I ain't saying that because Von didn't kill Kai. I got shot too. I was right there. Von didn't kill Kai. I got shot too. I was right there. I was right there. I got shot too. I saw the motherfucker who popped us. He did. On first grade. And it was some grown niggas. In A-Ski. On first grade. V-Roy ain't had shit to do with that shit, fuck. That shit a facade, but you gotta think about it though. Von took credit for a lot of murders.
Hey y'all, now you heard him say on Tuka Von didn't kill K.I. because he said that allegedly he got shot and he was right there too, right? And then he said the guy who allegedly did it, the grown guy, is allegedly deceased. But that's a cotton picking lie. You know why? Because if the grown guy that did it, you know, the old dude, you know, Trenches, because if he was deceased, then Butta would have went on and just told you guys his name, just like he told you guys A-Ski name, right? And this is why I told you Butta was throwing jabs at Trenches and the rest of those informants that was saying that he was this cooperator in the FBG duck case. And this is when Butta got to throwing those jabs and letting people know what Von ain't the one that killed Kyra. Then on there, that's why he said and A-Ski to make it seem like the hit still came from O Block, but he won't allegedly tell you these old guys from O Block, you know, them grown dudes from O Block who was allegedly with A-Ski, because there was no grown dude from O Block, or it wasn't A-Ski who did it. Was the grown dudes, you know, and the old guy that used to hang with his mama, Trenches News, you know, and then he said some grown dudes, right? And what you think Trenches News and FBG Cash and FBG Young Daddy is? You see what I'm saying? Trenches News and FBG Young Daddy, the same ones that he described that pulled up as soon as he took the knee shot and Kyra was still on the porch telling him, "Twinno, I'm hit." And then he look up and who's there? Young them Daddy. And who also else is there? None other than the other old dude, Trenches News. Now, one of the other most important things that Butta said right there in that interview is, you got to see, DJ, you asked him about Modell, right, body. And I told y'all Von didn't do it. Then he turned around and asked about the Jakira body. And then Butta said that Von didn't do that, right? And did you hear Butta when he said Von took credit for a lot of murders? You see what I'm saying? Because Butta know that the way they pulled that playoff with him and Jakira, he finally figured out that they pulled that playoff on Modell and a lot of more of their people, as well as the Opps on the other side as well. And this is why Butta said, man, Von took credit for a lot of murders, you see. And then he said, he even got to the point where he's like, he even rapped about it, you know, but I can't knock what nobody say. I ain't trying to knock him, or basically get in his business to say that Von didn't do it, because he really didn't find out a lot of these things till after Von lost his life. And when Butta started working for those people because of the incident with Trenches News. You have Mr. FBG Butta on there basically admitting that they put a lot of these unsolved bodies on King Von. And thank you for that, Mr. Rat.
In real life, he said he did a lot of shit. I don't take no credit from niggas for being motherfucker. That shit a facade, but you gotta think about it though. Von took credit for a lot of murders. In real life, he said he did a lot of shit. I don't take no credit from niggas for See, motherfuckers do what they do. Everybody live how they live, bro. But if motherfucker come put that belt on motherfuckers, he dead now. So it ain't like you telling them.
And that's the same thing that I'm telling you about the old dude that you allegedly don't want to say his name, because you said the old dude that allegedly was with Aski, the old dude, you said, and then you paused for a minute, then you said, and Aski, you see what I'm saying? Because you already knew Aski name was entwined in it at first, and then you try to make it seem like the old dude was from O Block. So this is just what I'm telling you. You said, hey, about Vaughn, you was like, hey, he dead, so hey, I can say these things because I don't know if you were talking about Vaughn or if you were talking about the other dude, but basically you said that you can say his name now because he's dead. You see what I'm saying? But I think you were talking about Vaughn, but this same thing I'm telling you about the old dude's name. You might as well just say their name because you're allegedly telling us they dead, but you know the old dudes that you're talking about is not dead because you know the old dudes is Young Daddy and Trenches, right? Yep, the first people that was right there, and this is why Trenches was right there to see the smoke come out her neck, you see? And like I told you, if you're right there to see the smoke come out her neck and these people just shooting and police and everything on this block like that, and you ran right over to the shooting victim to see smoke coming out her neck, that's a cotton picking lie. That just means you was the shooter, so. Now let's go back to the Cam Capone video and see what Butter's talking about, the rest of the stuff that he was talking about on the Cam Capone video. You see it, y'all know where he left off at when he was describing Trenches News and FBG Young father being right there when they was shot.
Them niggas grew up with my mom. He grew up with my mom and them. That's an old nigga, bro. So I ain't gonna disrespect him on first grade, but I understand what he was doing. He was chasing that shit for the clout on first grade. He wanted to boost his page up. He knew in order to boost his channel up, you know, he ran with that Lil J shit. So in a way, I could be mad, but that's just how this shit go. That's how niggas trying to get some money nowadays. But
So that's how this stuff go nowadays. It's all about the money. It means snitch, rat, and everything about the money. Because you're talking about Trenches going up and doing videos and basically stamping that you was the rat on Little J case. You see what I'm saying? Now it comes out that we already knew you was the rat on Little J case. Now it comes out that you and Trenches is the rats on the O Block case as well, and everything that was said about you and Trenches happened to be spot on and also the truth.
y'all say he tried to correct that shit like, oh yeah, the paperwork is false, the Lil J upload. But at first he was pro that shit. He was saying that shit was real all over his channel. You saw what was going on. I know I saw what was going on. So I'm quite sure everybody that's watching what's going on saw what was going on.
Now, do you guys see what's going on? See, this conversation that Camp Capone asked him, it was about the shooting of KI and stuff like that. So how did he get way over to this Lil J situation and Trenches News and all that? You see what I'm saying? You should be able to know how he got over to that situation. It's a no-brainer. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all see when Butta told him that, y'all see when Butta said, oh, you changed your tone, right? Basically, Butta told him he changed his tone, right? Yeah, because he was running around calling Butta a snitch on the Lil J situation and things like that. And that's why Butta DM'd him, let him know, if you don't change your tone, I'm going to let everybody know that you is one of the snitches on the O Block case as well. And you're also the one that took Jakira Barnes down. You see what I'm saying? And this is why he changed his tone. That's why Butta said, oh, I understand now. It's all about the money. And you see what I'm saying? And Trenches had to break it down to Butta so Butta can understand, hey, that he can understand. And Trenches basically told him that, hey, we already going to be put on Front Street as being rats and things like that. So we just got to milk it for what it's worth. So whatever you say about me is cool. And whatever I say about you is cool. But please just try not to expose who was the shooter of Jakira Barnes. Oh, and please don't tell that witness that that's him on social media with the mask on. You see?
He was promoting that bogus shit on bro. Because if anybody gonna say anything bogus about me, it's gonna be blood.
No, and that's why it just came out that you and Trenches was cousins, right? That's why Lil J just let you know that you and Trenches was cousins, right? He let everybody know that you and Trenches was cousins, and this is why you just said if anybody gonna say anything about me, it's gonna be blood. And that's why Trenches was saying things about him, you guys. And that's why Trenches is about, oh, Butta text me. And I was telling Butta, oh, Butta, come on, you might as well be a civilian like me. You see what I'm saying? Don't all y'all get the picture.
So you go to the hospital, I take it? What happens when you go to the hospital?
Shit, I left the hospital, bro. After I woke up after surgery and shit, I ended up sneaking out the hospital and shit. That was cause
let me get this right. Butta was limping after he limping and running through the gangway and pulling his pants down to see where he shot at and all this stuff after he got his kneecap blew off, you guys. And then he allegedly went straight to the hospital with his parole warrant, because he's going to tell you he had a parole warrant as well. But he allegedly went up to the hospital. How he got to the hospital, I can't tell you. I don't know if he ran up there, jogged, crawled, walked, or someone gave him a ride. But allegedly now he went through surgery already, you guys, after getting his knee blew off, you guys. And then the detectives on their way, allegedly coming up there, and allegedly he left before the detectives came, but then he was there when the detectives came, so he has me confused with that, you guys. But to make a long story short, he got up on his blew off knee again, you guys, and left the hospital. But let's listen to Butta and the rest of these lies in this old blew off knee situation.
Homicide came in, was like, you know your little sister dead. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, your sister died. I'm like, they're like, you ain't gonna tell us who did it? Well, I'm like, I don't know what happened. I don't let it be.
Was that when you found out that she died?
Yeah, when homicide came in, was like, yeah, you shot your sister dead. They like, we know you know who did your sister. I'm like, man, I don't even know what's going on. I'm playing that slow roll. I don't know what's going on. Bro.
You know.
So you're allegedly playing the slow roll, like you don't know what's going on and all that. Allegedly trying to make us think you're a gangster. So why is you snitching now? Why you destined keep playing the slow roll? You see what I'm saying? And why, after all of this, now you're not playing the slow roll, like you don't know who did it? You're allegedly up here saying Von didn't do it, Von did, Von did do it, Big A did it, some old guys did it, the old dude. You see what I'm saying? So why you didn't play the slow roll then? You know, when they allegedly got you to start making up all this information and all of these lies about Vaughn, because you can tell and everyone can look on social media and see who the DEA operatives is and who is the ones up here allegedly helping the government and helping CPD to cover up unsolved murders by putting them on Vaughn. You see what I'm saying? And you can't say that I'm lying, Butta, because you just said it out of your mouth that Vaughn took credit for a lot of murders. So if you're saying Vaughn took credit for a lot of murders that he didn't do, then what do that mean? Somebody did it, right? Okay then, sir. And you know who did it, and I know who did them. You feel what I'm saying? But the strange part is that this is what I'm trying to let the people know, that you, Trenches, and the rest of you YouTubers and DEA operatives are with the play. And don't let me forget the interviewers.
You learned that KI passes away, man, and, you know, I'm sure that was like, you know, really tragic for you. You know, what was it like when, you know what I'm saying, like after you got out of the hospital and, you know what I'm saying, your knee, what all happened with your knee and everything?
I really snuck out the hospital. I had called one of my ex-girlfriend's mom. So big salute. I called her. She came and got me from the hospital in first grade. You saw how I get out here in that field, get out here, you know, bro. So yeah, I mean, cause they had me up on, bro. I was out on crutches. I know what's going on when it come down to that, like, bro. Know what's really going on. I was out there on crutches, slide, cool.
How long did it take for your knee to heal?
Like 6 months. I was bouncing around up there. I still bounce around on my tippy toes every time I'm creeping in.
So you said you had to have your kneecap replaced, man. So you like have like a
They got an artificial kneecap. They got an artificial kneecap. They got an artificial kneecap.
But one thing about that knee, I do know about that surgery. I do know it take you like 6 months to heal from that. I do know after a few days you can get on crutches and kind of move around. But another thing that I do know for 1,000,000% fact is you can't heal. You can't heal or kneel. You see what I'm saying? And when you kneel, that means you bend your knee. Because I know to get in the car, your knee will bend, what is it, 110 or 120 degrees. And I know that when you get this artificial knee, you got to get it back to that 110, around the 110 and 120 degrees for them joints to bend, right? And I know that you got to work that in, and it's going to take way longer than what you was talking about to get up and be walking around and moving around. And then I know that 90% of the people who have these knee surgeries have to go back within 10 years and have another one as well, because you have a lot of people that complain about why after all this time I'm still struggling to bend my knee. You feel what I'm saying? So when it looks like that you're bending your knee real good and walking around allegedly on your tippy toes and things like this a couple days after you was shot in the knee. See, because a lot of people who has this knee surgery and get these artificial knee joints and things of that nature like that, more than likely there are people who play sports or something and was, you see, or was in a car accident or something like that. So the bone was pushed up against something or something hit up to it to break the bone. You see what I'm saying? With your whole ordeal, allegedly yours was hit by a bullet. So your knee will be more tore up than theirs would. Basically, what I'm trying to say, Butter, is that it would have took you longer to be trying to bend your knee and all that stuff like that than they would have. You feel me? And then you talking about you jumping around on your tippy toes and all this stuff. Like, you're not doing all this stuff after no alleged kneecap artificial knee and you got your knee blew off. We can look at your knees and see you ain't got your kneecap blew off, sir. You see what I'm saying? So stop the cap. And then if we know you lying about something just as little as that, Butter, you see what I'm saying? Then guess what? Then we know you're lying about everything else. This is why you can't get the story straight about Vaughn, you see, and about KI. You feel what I'm saying? This is why you can't get the story straight. Now check this out, you guys. Here's another thing that Mr. Butter did. Butter also let everybody know that FBG Young and Cash Daddy was with the play, and he also let us know that I'm just going to let you hear it, and then we're going to go from there.
About you and
Yo, cuz, I don't want to talk about that. Tell him go slide for his brother. Don't talk to me. Tell him stop talking about me. Worry about me and what I got going on Tuka, and stop blaming the Opps for Cash Woo. Because the Opps ain't killed Cash. I got going on Tuka, and stop blaming the Opps for Cash Woo. Because the Opps ain't killed Cash.
Isn't that strange, you guys? How Butter just said, told Young to go and get some get back for his brother and stop blaming the Opps for killing Cash because they didn't do it. Now, how would Butter know who took Cash down and things like that? And Butter's been running around the wreck. A lot of people from FBG ain't even been dealing with Butter. But how Butter would know who took Cash down? Because Butter's talking about the same people I'm talking about who took Cash down. I told you it was one of theirs. FBG Cash father put him in the paint, just like Mama Duck put Duck in the paint. FBG Cash father put him in the paint. This is why when Duck lost his life, they was telling y'all that Cash backdoored Duck because Cash knew what was going to happen with Duck, and this is why Cash ended up with all that money. And then soon as Cash career got to going up, and then they turned around and backdoored Cash. Y'all know what I always tell you about the cross. It's nothing but the double cross. It's the same way they did Duck and Vaughn. This is why Duck came out and told Vaughn that he's just a body, and basically Dirk signed him over to the Illuminati because Duck's mother told him that because she's the Eastern Star. And then Duck told it to Vaughn, but Duck didn't know that his mama was going to snake him out. You see what I'm saying? Just basically the same way they did Cash. The cross is nothing but the double cross. And this is why Butter know that the Opps didn't take Cash down, just like I've been telling y'all that the Opps didn't do Cash. And that's why I was telling y'all that Cash case has a lot of similarities with Duck case. You see, both of them was allegedly yamming back. Both of them had a girl in the car with them in the whole nine. You feel what I'm saying?
On Tuka, that's what motherfuckers need to worry about. Because if a motherfucker killed my blood brother and still walking this earth, on Tuka, I wouldn't be rapping about my homie. I wouldn't be in interviews bashing my homie. I'd be trying to catch a cap.
And basically, what he's trying to tell you, Butter, is you're not his homie. You see what I'm saying? He's basically trying to tell you that you're not his homie. While he's sitting up there talking about you wouldn't be in interviews bashing your homie. You're up there snitching, and you making all them look like snitches too. So someone has to say something to you about that. And I ain't tripping on Mr. FBG Young telling you that. Now, the other thing that we have is this here, Mr. Butter. So, who is the alleged guy that's still alive that drilled FBG Cash out? Who is that? You see, because it's kind of strange because I'm just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and all the players that's in this whole little shenanigan play or whatever you want to call this. And I'm trying to figure out who will be that person that allegedly drilled Cash out and still walking the street. You see what I'm saying? But guess what, bud? I'm going to go search around my tube and I'm going to look at a lot of videos and do a little research. And first, I want to find when Trenches News took the headshot. And then I want to find out, I want to find you and catch you discussing that situation again about Cash. Because I'm intrigued to know who is this who allegedly took Cash down and allegedly still walking the streets. Because all the time this situation went on with Cash and all this stuff was going around, and now we have Young saying things about you. You was working as a federal informant. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to figure out which one of those federal informant DEA operatives took Mr. Cash down. The reason why I say it definitely has to be a federal informant DEA operative because we know you work for the feds, so we know you giving the feds information, and we definitely would have known that you would have gave them the information about who allegedly killed Cash, and then they're still walking the streets, right? Because you know by you saying that up there, you know you ain't going to federal court right now pointing people out, and I know the feds would want to know that information. But one thing I do know already is they know the information already, and that's is why you're sitting up there saying it, and that's how you know who killed Cash is because you know one way or the other it's one of these federal informants or it's Mr. Curley, right? You see what I'm saying? See, it got to be because I know for a fact no one's be running around telling you anything about a body or a murder, and you've been working as a federal informant all this time. Everyone know you're the feds, and at the time when Cash was drilled out, you wasn't federal informant. So you're not going to be a federal informant giving up information on Muwap them for 25K, and you're not going to give up the information about who took Cash down. That's why I know whoever took Cash down is one of the federal informants. That's what you guys, you see. And you can't say that that's not the truth because you're a federal informant. And if you know this information, then the feds know this information. And then if it wasn't one of you guys who went and did that, you know, one of the federal informants who went and did that to Mr. FBG Cash, then the feds would be going up the person, going to get the person that's allegedly still walking the street that took FBG Cash down, right? You see the information is coming from a federal informant, right? So this is why the guy Butter's talking about is not locked up, and this is why Butter can go on an interview and say that Young need to get back for the person who killed his brother. The ops didn't do it, and the dude's still walking the streets. Don't y'all know the feds will want to know that information? They already know the information. This is how Butter got the information. This is why whoever that alleged person is still walking the streets. You understand what I'm saying? You see, Mr. Butter, you see how I always tell you that just little things that you say can put you in a real messed up jam out here in these streets, sir. And that's exactly what this one just put you in, sir. You feel me? So I'm really intrigued to find out who is this alleged gunman on the FBG Cash case. You see, because as long as I got Butter, the federal informant, up there saying it, basically he just confirmed what I said. You see what I'm saying? And see the thing about Butter and Trenches and all these rats and stuff like this, didn't I tell y'all it'll be 90% lies, then 10% the truth, because you got to use a percentage of the truth to even build a lie around that narrative. You see what I'm saying? It's just up to you to distinguish which ones is the lies and which one is the truth. You see what I'm saying? And which one of these that I know is the truth is that the ops didn't drill cash out. That one of the federal informant guys that's making up these stories on the O Block 6 and all them. Basically, the FMs, it's one of theirs. Just like I've been telling you. This is why I kept telling you that the FBG cash case has a lot of similarities to the FBG duck case. Now we know one thing for sure and two things for certain, that we do know who at least knows the killer of FBG Cash, and that's Butta, because he just told us. You see what I'm saying? He just told us he know who shot FBG Cash. You see, and that's why he was telling Young to go get back, and dude's still walking the street and dude's still alive. So if we know if he know dude's still walking the street and dude's still alive, then that means he knows the guy. You feel what I'm saying? And then he also knows who took KI down, but he won't give us that story all the way complete yet, because he's keep jumping around from Vaughn to this old man, the old dudes, and asking and all that. But he don't got to give us that information. We're in tunnel vision. We already know that Vaughn didn't take KI down, and we know who took KI down. The person that was right there next to her to see the smoke coming out her neck. You see, and we know who took Duck down. Bike Man and Mr. Curly, the guy who got the video, the guy who was right there with Duck to run up on Duck after all these shots and then look down and say, oh, this is a guy I was in the house with. You see what I'm saying? So we know everything that's going on. Oh, Mr. FBG Butta, you're going to have to keep a low profile while you're doing these interviews and things like that, because I'm stalking right now and I'm on a mission, Butta, to find out who's the alleged trigger man in the FBG Cash case. Now, for some strange reason, you guys, we have another case added to the list. Even though Cash has always been on the list, the FBG Cash case, I was just going to get to it. But now, since I seen Butta make this big major mistake, we're going to push the FBG Cash case straight up to the top. You see, it's going straight to the top of the list. Next video we dropping will be the FBG Cash case. We're going to break this one down and shred it up, and we definitely need to know who's the killer on the FBG Cash case. And know another thing I need is I need y'all to hashtag where's that footage, because I definitely need it. Gang. We'll be back, same bad time, same bad channel, and I'm out.